Rock bottom can be the beginning of something beautiful if you're willing to look in the mirror and love who you see. Going through a dark night of the soul is an opportunity and it's a gift. When we hit rock bottom, we can't deny that there's something not quite right in here. And to finally stop and pause and look at our external circumstances, look where we're at. I was in a hospital. I had to get real with what was going on up here and what I was choosing to believe and hear. And that rock bottom, that dark night of the soul, my life on the outside reflecting the complete darkness and shame going on the inside, was the transforming moment of my life. If you're in any kind of dark night of the soul, if you feel stuck, if you feel lost, if you don't recognize the woman in the mirror, that's okay. That woman is in process. That woman is on the precipice of discovering her depths and unlocking her true feminine essence. Love that woman. She is the catalyst for the woman you're about to become. Fundamental idea of the mirror principle is that our outer world is essentially a reflection of our inner world. The way we perceive and experience our external environments and relationships is greatly influenced by our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. The mirror principle is reflected in the idea of as above, so below, and it's key to all feminine embodiment and manifestation. If you want to improve your relationship, if you want to make more money, if you want to find your purpose, if you want to age in reverse, you need the mirror principle in your life. The mirror principle changed my life forever. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how. In this video, we're diving into the mirror principle as a feminine energy practice. It is literally the feminine energy practice that transformed my life and continues to transform my life more than any other. It's taken me through every dark night of the soul, and it began when I was a single mom on food stamps. I invite you to grab some tea, grab a blanket, get comfortable, and let me share with you a story from my life that I hope will impact you. And more importantly, speak to your soul and remind you who you really are. The mirror principle says that all of this out here is just a reflection of what's going on in here. I came from a long line of single mothers. My mom was a single mom. My half-sister was a single mom. My grandma was a single mom. My aunt was a single mom. I came from a long line of single mothers. And growing up, I vowed never to become one myself. I equated single motherhood with shame and unworthiness. It was a thing my mom never wanted for me after having gone through it herself. But as life would have it, at 26 years old, I found myself pregnant from a Christmas Eve hookup with an old boyfriend. It was basically a one-night stand, and I didn't find out till Valentine's Day. At that time in my life, I was 26, acting like I was 16. So irresponsible, not ready for adulthood in the least. And when I found out I was pregnant, I wailed. It was the end of my identity as I knew it. I was suddenly staring at the exact situation I vowed never to be in, and I felt overwhelmed with shame, like I had failed. Not only my parents, but myself. I went through my darkest night of the soul. I completely lost my identity and my compass. My world was falling apart. And the worst part was, I believed somehow I deserved it. I hit rock bottom. And that was a gift. After spending some time in a hospital, I made a vow to learn how to love myself, to learn how to see myself with new eyes. I made a new promise to myself and my unborn son. I would heal. I would learn how to take such good care of myself that my son would grow up with a mom who knew joy, who knew love, who had the confidence to go after her dreams and create the life that her soul desired. I wanted to be the kind of woman who radiated so much light that my son could see his own. It wasn't easy, but I was devoted. And being in the hospital for 5 days, the psych ward to be specific, I fell in love with life again. And I fell in love with life through my homies, through my comrades, the fellow crazy people. In our art therapy class, I felt deeply connected to the fact that we were all going through something. We all carried shame, we all carried pain. And through this wonderful thing called art therapy, we were learning how to take that feeling, take that darkness, take that heaviness, and transform it into something beautiful. That's where I discovered a powerful, magical way to heal. Through self-expression, through creativity, through my imagination. Taking the feelings that I was feeling, the raw material of my lived experience and pain, and using my imagination to create something new with it, to create a whole new possibility for myself and for my life. After I left the hospital, I returned to my first love, which was photography. It had been over 6 months since I picked up the camera because I felt so much shame about my body and the way that I looked. My first sexy selfie session wasn't about looking hot or seductive in the eyes of a man. It was about reclaiming my life force, my body, my femininity, and embodying a new identity. My old identity was a young girl who believed that single motherhood was a tattoo on your face that said unworthy. And so what I did was I took one of my icons, Marilyn Monroe. I had her posters up in my room from the time I was so little. And I just imagined if Marilyn was pregnant, how would she see herself? How would Marilyn Monroe go through pregnancy alone? She didn't have a husband or a man by her side. How would she relate to her body, her femininity, her identity? So I dressed up like Marilyn Monroe. I put on her wig and I grabbed a gallon of ice cream. I set up my tripod and my camera and I began to take photos. Fully stepped into this new identity. And through that lens, I didn't see the insecure, unattractive, unworthy of love woman I thought I was. Instead, I saw a woman who was radiant, goofy, playful, and so worth loving and worthy of being seen. That was the moment of my transformation. I didn't know anything about the mirror principle at that time, but I knew I had tapped into something powerful, that how I saw myself mattered. Later, I would come to learn through my life experiences and coaching hundreds of other women that the way we see ourselves, that energy, is reflected back to us in our relationships, in our work, in the world around us, in our health, in our success, and everything we can imagine in so many ways. Through the mirror principle, I went from feeling absolutely shameful and unworthy of love to feeling deeply worthy of being loved. It didn't happen overnight, but it happened. Less than 2 years from that photo session, I married a man who would become my husband and would adopt my son. And now we've been married for over 15 years. And we had another baby. And the dreams I had for romance and adventure when I was a single mom, now we get to build together. My dream was always to live in Europe. But when I became a single mom, that dream went to the back burner. But I never lost sight of my soul's desire. And now here we are. I'm living in my dream house in Spain on the Mediterranean. My son is 18 and he's off on his own adventure. And I still use the mirror principle every single day in my life, uncovering layers of the onion, realizing where I'm holding thoughts and beliefs and convictions that are not aligned with the woman I really desire to be. So since that day of dressing up like Marilyn Monroe, picking up my camera and completely embodying a new kind of woman, the art of self-portraiture and a practice I call sexy selfie, sexy soul has become one of my signature practices. It's a feminine energy practice that can completely transform your life. The reason why it works so deeply is because of the mirror principle. If we want the world around us to change, if we want our relationships to change, our health to change, our relationship with money, our career, where we live, the friends in our life, our family, no matter what we want to change in our outside world, that change begins on the inside. Our external circumstances are a reflection of the reality happening inside. Going through a dark night of the soul is an opportunity. And it's a gift. When we hit rock bottom, we can't deny that there's something not quite right in here. And to finally stop and pause and look at our external circumstances, look where we're at. I was in a hospital. I had to get real with what was going on up here and what I was choosing to believe and hear. And that rock bottom, that dark night of the soul, my life on the outside reflecting the complete darkness and shame going on in the inside was the transforming moment of my life. And I'm so grateful. Since then, I've gone deep into deep feminine psychology, into esoteric principles, into feminine wisdom, into tantra and energy medicine. I've learned from the greatest thinkers of today and women you would never meet, but women who carry the ancient wisdom of Sophia, the divine feminine. And I'm so grateful for all the tools I have in my toolbox. Every tool has a purpose. But the one that I come back to the most is this one, my Sexy Selfie, Sexy Soul practice. It's so fun. It seems so superficial, but it really does some deeply healing work. And what I've discovered over the past couple years is that after you move from healing and you're ready to start thriving, this practice can serve you then too, because the mirror principle is a universal principle and it continues to work. So now I use my Sexy Selfie practice to manifest the life of my dreams. I can teach you how to do it too. If that's something that remotely interests you, you can check out the link in the description box below. There's a few different resources for you depending on where you're at and what you need. My big course called Heal Your Own Gaze, and I have another course called Seen. If you're ready for those, awesome. But if you're just kind of dabbling and don't want to spend more than $10, then definitely check out my guide, which is called How to Manifest Your Dream Life Using Sexy Selfies. It's a PDF you can download instantly and it'll get you going. And I'm so excited for you to see what you might create. Who knows, that might be enough for you. But whether you choose to go deeper into this work with me or not, what I want you to take away from this video is that if you're in any kind of dark night of the soul, if you feel stuck, if you feel lost, if you don't recognize the woman in the mirror, that's okay. That woman is in process. That woman is invited into a deeper transformation. That woman is on a journey. That woman is on the precipice of discovering her depths and unlocking her true feminine essence. Love that woman. She is the catalyst for the woman you're about to become. We have way more influence over our reality than we have ever been taught. And how we co-create that reality begins in here and how we see. So before you do anything else, get right with how you see yourself. Devote yourself to learning how to see that woman clearly and love her unconditionally, because it's from that foundation of love and acceptance that gives you all the resources you need to step into the version of yourself you truly want to be. I look back at 26-year-old me and I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. In the midst of that pain, of that rejection, of feeling so unworthy, that she chose the creative act. She chose life. She trusted, without even realizing it, her own feminine energy to guide her healing and to guide her into new life, new possibilities, new beginnings. Your feminine energy is such a deep resource of life, of creativity, of possibility, of imagination. Tap into that vital life force. It's in your body, it's in your desires, it's in your heart. And just say yes to it. No one else has to see it. No one else has to be a part of it. This is about you. This is for you. In the quiet of the night or the early mornings, or just tucked into the middle of an afternoon when you lock the door in your room, prop your phone on your nightstand and start taking some photos and see yourself in those photos with soft eyes. Do my soft eyes practice to help you. And if you need more help getting through the old stories and the lies and the conditioning and the old beliefs that have just coded you in shame and lies and guilt and fear about who you are as a woman and the beauty of your body and your essence, and there's resources for you for that. And I can help you, just like I've helped hundreds of other women. But for right now, just know you have the power. It's actually really good news that the mirror principle is a fundamental, unchanging principle of the universe. It means you're the boss. You're in the driver's seat. You have all the power. If you want your life to change, begins right here, right now, through this, how you see. I devoted myself to changing my inner world and doing the work of healing the way I saw myself, related to myself, my body, my mind, my soul. This universal principle is thousands of years old, and it may seem hard to apply and a little esoteric and just kind of heady. This is why I love the Sexy Selfie practice, because it's so tangible and there's something sacred in the superficial, believe it or not. I know we can overdo it with the selfies, and there's definitely a way to take a selfie that is not beneficial or healing for your soul at all. But like anything with power, like sex, like money, it can cut both ways. It's a double-edged sword. And if it can do damage, it also has the potential to do great good. And this is how I want to teach you to do the sexy selfies. Okay, using your sexy selfie practice as the mirror principle means you are committed to only seeing yourself through the eyes of love, to seeing yourself through eyes of compassion, eyes of acceptance. Maybe you can't see yourself as beautiful yet, or confident yet, or radiant yet, or sexy yet. That's okay. Just commit to seeing yourself with eyes of love, compassion, the divine goddess's eyes. And this is the beginning. From that place of neutrality, unconditional love, and acceptance, then we can build new possibilities using our imagination. But we cannot create the life that we desire looking at ourselves and seeing ugliness or shame or guilt or just feeling, and just blah, blah, all the negative self-talk that we have. I firmly believe that if a woman can create an inner reality, an inner world that can withstand any criticism from the external or the inner critic, then there is no limit to who she can become. This is the mirror principle in practice too. It doesn't matter what kind of phone you have, what kind of camera you have. All that matters is that when you do your sexy selfie, sexy soul practice, you're going to take seriously the mirror principle, which means you are not going to let in those old thoughts of self-criticism and cruelty and self-hate and judgment. That created your current reality, but the reality that you really want to live into, the relationship you really want to have, the life and the health and the beauty you really want to enjoy. This all begins now. This deep commitment to your inner world, to the thoughts that you think, the beliefs that you have, the feelings that you feel. We change these now. And if you need help, I have so many free resources for you. Check out my channel for guided meditations. That's a really good place to get into. I highly recommend doing a guided meditation, especially the soft eyes practice, before you begin your sexy selfie, sexy soul practice. Wow, that's a tongue twister every single time. Sexy selfie, sexy soul. But it really is about that. Your soul is the sexiest thing about you. And this is what we really want to see. We are seeing ourselves with new eyes, meaning we are allowing that inner vitality, our true essence, to shine through. And it's okay if it doesn't come through the first practice. Like anything, this is a practice and you'll get better and better at it with time. Give yourself the grace, the fact that maybe you've lived 30, 40, 50 years with that inner critic, that old programming, those naysayer voices that are so cruel to you. Maybe you've been living with those voices for decades. And it's okay if it takes a little bit of time to shift, but it can shift. I promise you, it absolutely can. And you're going to be so amazed by the life that starts to unfold. Everything from your health to your relationship with your body to your beauty to your radiance is going to shine through. That inner light's going to start shining through. So you're going to experience more harmony to your body and her pleasure. You're going to start experiencing more bliss to your finances, more abundance to your career and your purpose in life and your mothering and your friendships. There's going to be all around way more fulfillment. And it's amazing, but it's true. It all begins with our inner eye, our inner sight. And every culture knew this. Every culture knew this. From Christianity to the indigenous people of the Americas, the vision quest is a thing. And this was specifically to help those coming of age begin to cultivate that inner light, to start to see the connection between how they see the world and what they see in the world around them, to be able to see that the universe is a big mirror, that what's going on in here is always going to be somehow reflected in the world around us. It's really quite magical and beautiful and so, so exciting. My life is completely different now because of the mirror principle. In another video, we can talk about why it works. But in this video, I just want you to know that it works. It has rescued me from every dark night of the soul to realize the problem isn't out there. The problem isn't the person or the circumstance or my bank account or my health. Every dark night of the soul is an invitation to confront the lies that you've embraced within, to really look at the lies that you've been embracing about who you are, about what's possible, about how the world works, about what you deserve, what you're worthy of, and most importantly, who you are. Your past is no indication of your future. Your present reality right now is a reflection of your past. It is not any type of barometer on what you're capable of or what's coming. You can start right now seeing yourself with new eyes. And if this interests you, let me know in the comments below and I'll make more videos for you on this topic. But right now, I simply invite you to put your hand over your heart and commit. Devote yourself to this. No matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes, you're going to learn to see yourself clearly and to love yourself fully and to unconditionally accept who you've been and give yourself full permission to become any kind of woman you desire to be. From this moment forward, you can do this. I believe in you. We're doing this together. and the journey doesn't end. After you've healed, then you get to thrive. I'll end the video here. I really hope it was of value to you. I love talking about the esoteric things and the scientific and to go deep, but I wanted to share with you my personal story today so you know that this is for everybody. This is part of our innate feminine wholeness and wisdom. I am super excited for you. I have so much to teach about the sexy selfie practice, about self-image, about the mirror principle, but I really want to hear from you. What are you the most curious about? Where do you want to apply this in your life the most? Where can I serve you the best? Please let me know in the comments below, and I cannot wait to make a future video on this topic and whatever seeds this plant for other topics too. I'm Morgan D. Cecil, your feminine embodiment coach and a new kind of manifestation guide. As always, remember, you can trust what lights you up. What lights you up leads you home. Take supremely good care of yourself today. I love you all so much. Grace and peace, and I'll see you back here real soon.